Enemy Sunder to the south.
Hey, get fucking harassment dead, please. Get past the dead. All arms on harassment. Okay, he's gone. Stay down on fast point. We got anyone left.
Taking my beacon. My beacon's down. For another beacon where I look. Back down.
Get it up. Beacon down. Let's go.
Alright, I got Alpha Beacon is up. Alpha Beacon is up. Got it.
Hello, fellow Araxians. Will it happen suddenly and without enough fanfare? We crossed the 20,000 subscriber mark and are already well beyond it. From the bottom of my heart, thank you very much to each and every one of you. You got me here. Making content for a game as small as Planetside always has been and always will be a labor of love. You can't do it to try to make a career out of it. The fact that this channel got this big, covering such a tiny little game, is a testament to how awesome and supportive the Planetside community is. So thank you again, guys. As some of you may know, I built a tiny house and toured the country, had an awesome adventure. And we are back to real life now, but with our tiny house, we're showing it a bit. This is the Tiny House Festival I was at over the weekend when we hit 20,000 subs. Sorry I wasn't able to be more vocal about it at the time. I thought I'd have more downtime to hang out on Discord and respond to comments on YouTube. But as you can see, the line is long and it was like that for the entire weekend. So I know by now it's not unexpected, but please continue to bear with me as I try to get content out at a reasonable pace. Allocating time to these side projects of mine is always a juggle. Jumping back into Planetside, it's been such a roller coaster ride lately. Planetside Arena in its original announced direction was quite disappointing. But the reality is time stops for no one, and the next title that's coming out in the Planetside series, me as a content creator, I'd have no choice but to jump to. It's funny, I had scoffed at all these Battle Royale games and I was like, oh crap, I'm going to become the 11 millionth Battle Royale content creator. But then we got hit with the major whiplash that was the release of Apex Legends, and at about the same time, the delay of Planetside Arena. Which was certainly a good decision, but then it's like, okay, well, why spend all this time building tutorials for Planetside 2 when you know the writing's on the wall, the next title's around the corner, even though we don't know when? And on that note, I get asked a lot, say, hey, it went silent, it went dark, what's up with Planetside Arena? Well, they said delayed till summer. And with that timeline, they still technically have a month and a half to release. Now, if it was truly going to release over summer, I'd expect to have some announcements, some closed beta testing, etc. So while I don't know if the actual launch date will make it within summer, I definitely expect to hear some more news about it. That being said, surprise sudden launches are very vogue after Apex Legends. I think it would be very dangerous for Daybreak Games to do it that way with their bug track record. But they might give it a try. It would sort of eliminate that period of negative press beforehand from people that are beta testing and be able to land a lot of sales before the conversation kind of runs away from them. So at this point, I'm certainly in a little bit of a holding pattern. That being said, thanks to Reddit, there's certainly some juicy content that I'm working on. So at least we can still have fun and sort of keep things lively. It is tough for me to motivate with big tutorial videos when the future of Planetside is pretty unknown right now. But I will certainly be throwing some of the simpler tips and tricks and advanced training guides into the mix because I do get a lot of feedback of how helpful those are. I'm constantly saving footage that's relevant to folders that are videos I might want to do in the future. Yes, Advanced Heavy Assault is one of them. Right now I have about 25 of those folders going on. So there's no shortage of topics that I want to cover just with Planetside 2. But that folder doesn't include a whole set of other folders that has content beyond Planetside 2 that I want to do. I have a half hour of footage collection on the whole disaster that was H1Z1 Pro League. And at the time, it was really topical and interesting and relevant. And at this point, I think it would be more like, what's H1Z1 again? Rather than an interesting history lesson. So I don't know. Give me some feedback in the comments when I've kind of started on a video and just never got around to it in a timely manner, and it's now like such old news? Is it time to just cut bait and delete the folder? Or are you still curious enough about what the hell happened that you may actually want to get a rundown of it? And the other huge topic that is coming up is World of Warcraft Classic. How big will it be? I've always kind of maintained, one FPS I'm into, one RPG I'm into. I was always hoping that Planetside 2 could really be the one that melded them together really well, but I didn't quite get there on the RPG end. And the looter shooters that popped up just didn't do it for me on the PvP gunplay action. Warframe being almost entirely PvE, and I never really got into Destiny. So for now, for the RPG fixed, I've always played a little bit of EverQuest. I'd say that's my favorite, but it is certainly dated. And as much as I love EverQuest, and it certainly is the original, World of Warcraft just did so many things so much better. It is understandable that it is the giant of the RPG industry. And I'm certainly going to be interested in checking it out. I know I will not have the necessary time to truly grind Classic, but it's going to be a big enough event, I want to give it some coverage. For all of you folks that played World of Warcraft the first time around, let me know where you're at. Are you playing live? Did you play BFA? Are you over it? You did your time, you did the grind, you're kind of done with the RPG thing, or you're done with World of Warcraft. Or maybe you're a glutton for punishment and you want to do it all over again and this time do it right. Let's take that one to the comments. Anyways, guys, that's sort of where I'm at. Don't worry, every video that I've promised is still a work in progress, and I know I've promised some a long time ago. They are not forgotten, just waiting for the right amount of work time and the right moment to actually commit to releasing them. Some good news, that copyright dispute on one of my videos a few weeks back is over, and they have released my video. YouTube's system is you're guilty until proven innocent. And in my case, it was just one of those troll companies that's trying to steal some revenue, some small creators, by claiming they have the rights to something when they actually don't. Most people won't even try to fight it, so in the end, even though it's not a lot of money, they'll make the pennies that whatever those small videos make, just because small creators usually don't bother. But to me, it's a matter of principle, and finally, after a month, they have released the video, so you should be able to watch it. I will link that down in the description if you didn't get to see it the first time around. And to wrap up here, again, thank you guys for everything you do to make this channel grow. I know it may not seem like you as an individual have much of an impact, but you really have no idea how big a difference you make. Again, as we say here, it's all about praising the algorithm. For all YouTube knows, people just let the next video pop into their feed and let it play and then move on to the next one. People that are willing to take that small bit of time and add a comment, hit the like button, interact with it in some way, has massive effects on the algorithm. The fact that a video is interesting enough that someone would lift a finger to actually interact with it. And did you know that only 18% of my viewers on average have the notification bell on? Ding, 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 another thing that makes a big difference. Now it's funny, I get complaints from viewers all the time like, dude, I've got the bell on and YouTube still doesn't tell me when you release a video. So if that's happened to you, it's not just you, it seems to be a common thing. YouTube's almost like moving away from that being the way it distributes the videos. But the fact that you've hit the button still means something and still makes it spread it around a little bit more. So, fellow Araxians, that's it for now. Onward and upward to the future. And until next time, I will see you Planetside.